Howdy, howdy there, folks. Sego StarCraft with Game 2 between Innovation and Soul Key. Really good long Game 1. I was just checking that out. I believe I've got an annotation, unless I'm really lazy or too drunk, down here for you to check out to go see that Game 1, because I'm going to spoil the hell out of it while I talk about the start of this game. It's a 4-player map, so expecting a fairly macro opening. Game 1... great play from both players, a lot of back and forth, a lot of change in momentum. I actually enjoyed it a real lot. Big difference that I saw was just Innovation's decision to macro, keep up with his bases, keep pushing ahead, so even when he lost engagements and the momentum switched back, he didn't lose from a lack of macro opportunity. On the other case for Soul Key, as a Zerg player, really did not have that outstanding base count. He was mining at 2 bases, 3 at his peak when he took an early third, but after that, as he started getting mined out, he wasn't taking control of the map like you usually expect a Zerg player to do. And it's kind of just tilted in Innovation's favor slowly until a lot of the units, a lot of the expensive units from Soul Key died, and he had one base to fund all of his stuff. Upsetting, yes. Looks like we're going to get a CC first once again from Innovation. We actually have a cross scout from Soul Key, and I believe these are WCS matches. I believe that there is no cross spawn guaranteed on this, from my understanding. Soul Key is going to try to be a bit of a jerk. That's a really unfortunate place for that SCV to move over to. Wow, once again too, that's really funny. He's probably going to have to send that SCV home. Yeah, there we go. That is really funny. Barracks is going down. We don't see anything strange out of Soul Key. If there's anybody when this game was happening, Soul Key was like right there with Innovation and had beat him in a tournament. Soul Key has that confidence. Like, if you're going to go macro greed, I'm going to go macro greed. 3 hatch before pool, eat poop. And there's not much that the Terran can do about this anyways. There is a gas coming down that should be finished pretty soon. Not soon enough for me to think he's going to get Reapers from this. Though Reapers on this map are quite effective. There's a lot of ways into the main, a lot of escape routes. So Reapers are super fun to use here. I think I vetoed this map out of my ladder map selections just because I hate 4-player maps. I'm so bad at the late game. And I play random, and the only late game I'm somewhat marginally decent at is Terran. That I just veto these big maps. I just can't handle it. I can't handle the truth. Hence, I am in Gold League. But you guys should be proud to know, I was number 2. Last time I checked, I probably fell down, because I only play ladder when there is bonus pool available for me to steal. I was number 2 in Gold League, and I'd only played maybe 20 games against people that had like 50, 60 games. And I don't know exactly how that works. I think as people who play that many games, they play in long spurts, and if you lose, you start losing points. But if you only play a handful of games once in a while, if you lose, you don't lose any points. You just simply, surrender some of your bonus pool opportunity. So that means at my leisurely BS rate, I just grow points and don't lose them. So I have top 5 unit control for Gold League. Now this game was taken from before the major patch that happened to Hellbat's damage nerfing. And I was just thinking to myself about the trends that is... Another command center? Yes. The trends that is StarCraft play. For instance, I've been noticing a lot more Burrowed Roach play on ladder recently. And just as I'm casting this, I'm actually watching on another screen Root Cats versus Avile. I don't even know who that guy is, but, you know, right on. I'm watching them, and he was also going for a Burrowed Roach play, not with the Burrowed movement, but it's become very trendy because you can just win games with that. Now, in a lot of games like this, it's interesting to see what kind of trends other players use and what trends persist. For instance, just having massive what was I going to say? Massive Zergling, Baneling, Muta play against Bio Widowmine is a trend that's still going in StarCraft right now. That hasn't died off. The only thing that really changes is how people decide to macro around that. One Hellion out. I would like to see actually a Viking out from Innovation to go and snipe down some Overlords. So when we look at what defines a trend, I'm trying to think about what things people do, what gets really popular in the meta game, what little quirks happen that change all of a sudden as new opportunities arise, as new strategies build up. Actually, it's just macro right now on this screen. On my other screen, I'm watching actually really fun gameplay as these guys are just building up. But we see fast third base scouted, double engineering bay on the way, not far behind his opponent's double evo. So if he starts his 1-1, there he goes. He won't be that far delayed in the overall upgrade war. A little bit of damage on these Hellions. So if we look at the units, what? That's all the drones he has? Did he lose a bunch I wasn't paying attention to? Oh, he lost 7, I suppose. That's a difference. Oh, I suck. He's actually, Innovation's kept us really close, considering it's been 3 hatch for a while for a Soul Key. Somehow he's screwing this opening up, which is designed for max eco. Even if you lost 10 drones or so, I think he's slipping a little bit. I was looking to units to see what aggressive units. There's only 4 attacking units on the map right now for the Zerg player. And that's the beauty of this strategy, which is you're supposed to get like your max eco 3 base, like 80, 90 drones, all of your gas is taken on 3 bases, and then you can build nothing but units. You don't have to worry about anything. And Solkey's still not at that, even though he's on 3 bases. Starting to get some roaches out right now, just to deal, I think, with the Hellion pressure. But I don't think... Well, yeah, she's getting his ranged attack upgrade. He might be just committing straight to roach, which is really strange to see. Economy and macro still in play right now for Innovation, just working on getting that up. I think the plan for Solkey here is to get a bit of a timing push against the Terran with these roaches and try to deny that third base. It's like the speed is finished up. 1-1 will be done here right away. Quite a bit of roaches, and there's not much out right now for the Terran player to defend. Not too sure what Medevac's up to, but it's going to scout all these roaches coming in. It's a pretty weak little army right now for the Terran player. There are Medevacs out, but without a tank or these Widow Mines in play, or a lot of Marauders. Trying to repair the bunker, but there's just too much DPS there. These roaches should be able to close right on top of this bio. There's a lot of bio that's... Well, he had to pull workers. I think these roaches will get cleaned up because of the worker pull. Stim just finishes up as well. I think those roaches are going to have to retreat. Burrow would be nice really now, considering I just started speaking about trending. But Burrowed Roach was not the trend at the time. More roaches. +2 on the way for defense, +1 melee. I think this roach push was a very limited type of thing. He's not going to stick with it. Against this bio army, I don't think he's got what it needs to deal with it. In fact, he's going to lose a bunch trying to retreat. Concussive shells would be fantastic, but it's still in production. So let's look at the workers lost. He managed to kill 13 workers with that push. Actually a drop running around right now, that's nice. It is potentially scouted, we'll see if the Zerg actually saw that. What is interesting to see is what kind of Zerg players want to go into roaches. Almost lost that medevac. Going into roaches is... It's very popular because of how durable they are, right? Roaches will tank in the early game so well against most Terran units. Only gets 2 kills with that Widow Mine, but it'll be there until it's cleaned up. Finally, we see a little bit more macro focus out of Solkey. So those roaches have like a limited viability though. 11 drones about to pop. Finally gets over 70. Not that far behind right now for the Terran player though. It's nice to try to wall this off another bunker just to stop run-bys. Looks like he will get a queen out of that. Great position on the Marines. Is Innovation paying attention though? Apparently not. Apparently screw those guys. I've got creep to kill. Sorry if I seem a little jerky on the control here. I've been drinking a lot. That Baneling tried really hard. But also my mouse has got funkiness and sensitivity. Nice lift and pull there by Innovation, not wanting to shoot off the Widow Mine hits on minimal amounts of units. Pretty good Widow Mine hits so far. Great target firing on the Banelings. All the Banelings are gone now. It's just Roaches. They do have 1-1. Well, actually 2-1. The bio here is on 1-1-2-2. Still 30 seconds off. Not going to be that viable for a while. So you can see how the Roaches are really helping Sulky stabilize for right now. But they're not mobile enough, and then don't do enough damage to really work out that well. Mutas are on the way, but he sunk a lot of resources into his upgrades and those Roaches. So he doesn't have that Muta ball that is really something that Innovation's afraid of. And with all this pressure on this side of the map, he can't try to cross the map to put the pressure back on the Terran. Baneling's getting killed off before they can morph. Some good Baneling hits there. The Roaches might be able to come and clean this up. 2-2 is finished for the Terran with 3-3 on the way, and yeah, those Roaches get pushed back. And that's why you don't see a lot of Zerg players go Roach these days. It's just not effective enough. Doesn't deal enough damage fast enough. And it's too expensive on your larva. Muta's too fragile right now to deal with this. There's the GG in game 2 and the Manor Mule in your face. Very methodical game 2 there by Innovation. Just stuck with the game plan and just went after Sulky. And that's just trying to think, did Sulky do something really wrong? This game was half the distance of the last game they played, and this game is... this map is a 4v4. I think the Roaches just weren't the best choice for him. I think he overcommitted into those, and it cost him. Sego StarCraft, Game 3, coming at you right away.